Okay, so what have we got today? Sterling's latest projects are he's got into some leather work, and I think for Christmas he wants to make everyone trouser belts. So rather than hand stamp all the whole length of the belts, we decided we're going to roll the patterns on. Now I already had this jewellery mill for a project a year or so ago. I bought it for the project got done, and then it sat in a cupboard not doing anything ever since, but it did what I wanted to at the time. So now we want to do some leather pressing or leather stamping. I bought these off a company online, Bunkhouse Tools I think they're called. What are they called? Let's have a quick look on it here. Bunkhouse-tools.com. Really nice bunch of guys, and they've got hundreds of these different patterns. So I bought these ones. They do their own press, which is I think it's under $500, which is pretty good for a leather press. But I already had this one, and I didn't want to have to go buy another press which is very similar. So I thought, can I convert this without destroying it so it can't do what it normally does, and fit these? So let's get these off. So I had a look at this briefly. So these are keyed on. They're geared together. Now, that key go. Oh, there you go. So if I have it that it's the top one that's driving these, then I can see the pattern as it's coming off. If I have it driven on the bottom, then it's going to be on the bottom and I won't see the pattern until it's done. So I need these wheels to go on the top here. Now that shaft, zero that off. Zero. It's going to be metric because this thing's a Chinese thing. Okay, so that's a 20mm shaft, and I know these are 1 inch, so they're not going to fit. But I've got quite a lot of meat there, so what I can do is make a sleeve that has a keyway on the inside and a keyway on the outside. How much room am I going to get? Can I do that? Yeah, I think I can do that. So let's get on with that. So the first thing I've got to do is make a sleeve that is 1 inch on the outside and 20mm on the inside. So I'm going to turn this out. This is acetal or Delrin. Really tough. It's what they make plastic gears out. In fact, that's what the imprint discs are made out of. So I'm going to first of all turn the outside diameter, and then I'm going to put a reamer through and put the 20mm in. Let's zero the DRO. Okay, let's zero it. Okay, so we're nicely zeroed. Spin it up. bring this out at, going to zero this off at 1 inch. There. And see what we got. So I am 313 thou up. So let's work off that. Really handy. I've fitted a brake on this mill, on this lathe, so it helps shut it down quickly. Okay, 27 thou up. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, 27 thou up. About there. Where are we now? Perfect. 1 thou over. 1 thou over will be fine, I am sure. This is one of those discs. I don't think their tolerance is anywhere near what I'm looking at. That was supposed to be 1 inch. I guess their tolerance is a little up. Maybe I should have measured that first, what that is. I mean, I have, they say, you know, I mean, I'm 1 inch and 1 thou, and this is, fucking hell, I shouldn't swear, I know, it's like 40 thou up. Well, I guess they're putting this on a 1 inch shaft, so I guess 40 thou isn't, it's leather work. Okay, I guess that's going to be okay. Okay, so now I'm going to face it off and put the drill through it. Okay, I wasn't happy with that being that much undersize. Well, being the right size, so I've had to make another one. Pilot in. I do actually have a 20mm reamer because the shaft on my rolling mill is exactly 20mm, so it'd be nice to get it concentric and right on one part of it. Slow it down a bit. going to put a boring bar on this, just take a bit off because let's see where we are actually. Drills can wander off and I want it concentric, so we are 20,000 under where the reamer starts, so let's take some of that off. Okay. Okay, we're right on the start of the reamer, so that's great. Let's get this out of the way. Reamer by hand. How well this is going to ream actually. Okay, let's measure the length, that's good. Let's part it off. Okay, I have my sleeve. Let's turn that off. Turn that off. Okay, here's my sleeve. I adjusted it so it was slightly loose on the larger one, is about right on the middle size one, and the one that was just too tight, I've actually opened up the whole of this a little bit, so it's really snug on this one. Actually not quite happy that a 50 thou tolerance means that this could sit on your mill and just wobble by 50 thou, which is a huge amount really. Disappointed in that. So I've made the sleeve to fit the bigger one. So I've now only got a little bit of wobble, and that's going to fit snugly on there because I reamed it 20 mil. A little burr on here, let me get rid of that because it only went on one way. These deburrs are excellent. I love these are great. So now, there you go, nice and smooth either side. That fits, and it fits perfectly there. Allows me to put that on there. I'd have to remove that. Let's get rid of that. May have to make, is that all the way up? Is that all the way up? Yeah, I'm going to have to make some different opposing rings because this is too big. I mean, the difference in sizes of these as well is quite. I understand why they want to charge you the money they want to charge you for their press, because it's going to fit properly and everything, and the reality is it's like under $500, so it's not that bad. So if you don't have something already, buy their machine, because it's going to be well worth it. But I already had this and I didn't want to spend another nearly $500 when I can just make an adapter. So depends on your circumstance, but I would suggest you buy their wheels and buy their press. The other problem I've got is it's actually quite thin. So if I look at the actual thickness of a keyway, if I put a standard size keyway in this, it's actually going to be about the same thickness as this. So I either cut slots in this instead of cutting a keyway, or I reduce the thickness of my keyways, which is probably what I'm going to do, because I need two keyways in this. I need one on the outside, one on the inside. So I think I'm going to just have it where the keyway goes halfway through on both sides, and then make the key thinner. That's what I'm going to do, and I think that's going to work. I think that'll work really, really well. So that on there like that. That's perfect. And then the opposing wheel, which would be this one, the pressing wheel. Actually, that's probably going to work. That's probably going to work. This must be a different size. Is that a different size? Slightly, yeah. Okay, that is probably going to work. So if I put that on there, the reason I want the pattern on the front, on the top, is so that as it comes through, I can see the pattern and see whether it's going to be pressing it enough. And also, now that they're completely different sizes, I am going to disengage the gear, which is really simple. Take the screw out, take the gear off. That then disengages this bottom drum, this one, so that it's not driven, it's just an idler. Or just take the key out. Maybe just take the key. Yeah, just take the key out. Then it will just freewheel on there like that. Either. I'm going to try it and see which works best. But I think this is going to work pretty good. So next step, cut the keys. I have my key brooch for the interior, and I have my key cutter on the exterior. So next thing, let's cut the keyways and fit it in properly. So I decided against putting an internal and external keyway in, and I've decided on putting a slot in the middle where a key will hit the internal keyway and the external keyway at the same time, because it's just too thin to put two keys in. So I'm just going to put a slot in the middle and not have it go all the way through, and I think that's going to work really well. I'll normally hold my mill bits in a collet chuck, but I'm only going to be cutting some delrin, so I'm just going to put it in the drill chuck and be done with it. That looks perfect. I'm always wary about putting my hands in here with the bit spinning. Also, I don't like putting my hands in there if the bit's stationary, because these things are really sharp. Okay, so that's the project finished. So that is you see the key goes all the way through, and it's going to key into both keyways at the same time, so into there, and then I think that's one into there like that. So, and then this one I've taken the key out, so this one freewheels because it's a different size. I'm probably going to make some Delrin versions of this in different sizes, so I can, because I don't think I can get that bigger one on. So I've also made different spacers, so I can space this piece out because that fits over that shaft, and then different spacers that will fit on there, he says, like that, to space these out and to get them so that they are tight. They're all different thicknesses, so I can move these around where I want them to be. And also some of these are quite thin, so I need to space them out so that it doesn't move side to side as you're doing the stamping. So this for me was a really good option of being able to buy these. The guys are called Bunkhouse Tools, bunkhouse-tools.com. Excellent, really good products. The only reason I've done this is because I already had this. If you don't have this, buy their tool. It will be better because it's designed to fit this. So bunkhouse-tool.com. They don't know anything about me. Not sponsored or anything like that. It's just it's worked out a good option for me to do this. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll catch you all soon.